It happened again.
You're Locked On Sharks, your daily podcast on the San Jose Sharks, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hello, welcome to Locked On Sharks, the premier hockey podcast covering your favorite team in the Bay Area. My name is JD Young, caretaker at the Reef, also the co-host of Locked On NHL. I want to thank you for making Locked On Sharks your first listen. Proudly a part of the Locked On Network. We cover your team every day. If you want to be an everydayer, all you have to do, just follow along wherever you get podcasts. And of course, you can watch on YouTube as well. And tonight we are breaking down another third period blown lead. This time in a 7-6 barn burner to the Anaheim Ducks, where the Sharks again have a lead, blow said lead, lose in overtime. So yeah, it's great. So before we get to all that, we're also going to talk about Dickinson's debut, Askarov, if he's trying too hard or what's wrong with Askarov, or if it's just part of getting used to playing in the NHL, and dig into the numbers of tonight's game. Do want to let you guys know today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. Download the FanDuel app now by visiting FanDuel.com and win $300 in bonus bets if your first $5 bet wins. So, this is going to be a very long season if this is how we're going to do it, guys. The Sharks, again, this is a tough day for me. My Oregon Ducks lost, and then the Sharks lose to the Ducks. Just a tough day for me. At least I have the Dolphins. That'll definitely fix things for me tomorrow, right? Sports are great. All right, so we have the Sharks who, following this same formula, and it's issues that happened last year, right? And they just keep cropping up here of where the Sharks have a lead, and the offense has scored, 9 goals in 2 games. Like, we can live with that. But the Sharks just continually shoot themselves in the foot, cannot clear a puck to save their lives, leaving guys wide open in front of the net. All the same issues that we've seen over the past couple of years, continuing to crop up again to the very early start of our season. And tonight, the defense was just bad. And I think that's the really frustrating part because, right, you saw all the moves that Mike Grier went out to try to improve this defense. John Klingberg, Nick Leddy, and then you also brought in Dmitry Orlov. And I thought Orlov was, out of those 3, was the best tonight. But John Klingberg tonight was, other than his power play goal, Klingberg was an absolute mess, right? Like, I'm not a big plus minus guy because there's a lot of things that go into something going wrong, et cetera, but when goals happen, right, like it's like John Klingberg was a -1 tonight. John Klingberg was on the ice for like 4 of these goals because just absolute, twice cannot tie up a guy in front of the net, including noted 19-year-old Beckett Seneca. I know Seneca's a big boy, right? Seneca's a big boy. You're a veteran, you should know how to tie up Beckett Seneca. You cannot leave Beckett Seneca open like that. You cannot let him score a goal like that. And then to turn around and do it again for was Cutter Gauthier's goal, right? Again, Cutter Gauthier, big boy. You cannot let those 2 guys, you cannot, one, okay, fine. You can't do it twice. The defense tonight was horrible. Poor Askarov. We'll talk more about Askarov, but poor Askarov would make one or two great saves, and then especially on the tying goal late, right? Askarov sprawls out, makes two great saves, and then Kreider is left all by himself because no one gets back, right? On the power play in the second period, right? Askarov makes a great save. No one is covering Kreider again along the goal line there. The Sharks, just the defensive structure right now is just a hot mess. And you kind of still expected this, right? Because you do have so many new pieces in place, right? And everyone's still trying to kind of figure out your role. And you have Sam Dickinson, who's playing, 5 minutes right now because he played 12 minutes tonight. Because you can't put Sam Dickinson out there in a game that's close. But there's you guys, these are veterans who played, hundreds, if not 1,000 games, and just making horrible mistakes, horrible mistakes that are leave. And again, Askarov up and down night, right? Got to make some saves there. But you can't, I don't care what team you're playing, you can't just give them 2 or 3 just prime opportunities there and expect to just have Askarov make every save. That's not fair to Askarov. Yeah, just the offense clicking. The offense, not my word. You got plenty of depth scoring tonight. Ryan Reaves scored. If Ryan Reaves scores a goal, you should win that game. That's what Ryan Reaves scores a goal. You got Adam Gaudette's goal, Jeff Skinner with his second goal. Until you're getting scoring from up and down the lineup, which is great, right? Macklin Celebrini has 3 points. Will Smith has 3 points tonight. Both those guys make some great plays. Celebrini trying a little too hard and definitely tried too hard on the second entry there of the overtime, and that led to the 2-on-1 there. And do you want Askarov to get a save? Yes. Also, Leo Carlsson's really good, right? There's a reason why Leo Carlsson was the second pick of the draft. It's there. You can't continually just shoot yourself in the foot and expect to try to win games here. And I think that's the frustrating part, because we could easily be talking about a Sharks team that's 2-0 right now. And the vibes are good. This team, you're 2 bad bounces away. And if somebody could, if John Klingberg could tie up a forward in front of the net, we're talking about those things happening, and the Sharks are 2-0 right now. We're talking about, wow, this team is taking that next step, coming out of their rebuild. Macklin Celebrini was great tonight. Askarov a little shaky tonight, but again, he's trying to kind of build up his confidence right now. But no, and it's, again, the frustrating part is it's the veterans, right? It's the veterans that are letting us down. And especially when you scratch Shakir Mukhamadullin, who, again, Shakir Mukhamadullin, plenty of stuff to work on. You know what he's really good at, though? Is tying guys up and clearing pucks and being 6'4" and 200 pounds in front of the net. Shakir Mukhamadullin, if Shakir Mukhamadullin was in John Klingberg's spot there, those goals aren't happening. I guarantee it. Those goals aren't happening. And that's the frustrating part right now, is because we have to watch these vets stumble over themselves. And if you're going to have these types of mistakes, I'd rather it be Sam Dickinson and Shakir Mukhamadullin and guys who are going to be parts of your future making these mistakes. So that's the frustrating part. And again, the defense is going to need some time to gel. Clearly the defense needs some time to gel. But when you score 6 goals, like, this offense, which was the worst offense in the NHL, is, like, looks like a legitimate. And yes, like, the Ducks outplayed him, especially when we get to the numbers, like, the Sharks definitely outperformed expectations with the offense tonight, but like, the offense looks like it's going to be, like, cromulent at worst, right? Like, this offense, I think, is going to put up some points here, but you got, like, the defense right now is a mess, is a hot mess. And again, the frustrating thing is it's coming down to the veterans who are supposed to fix these issues, and clearly they're struggling with that right now. So we're going to talk about Sam Dickinson, how he played in his debut. We'll talk about Askarov. Why again? I know people are reaching for the panic button, but like, let's take a deep breath with Askarov. So we'll get to that here in just 1 second. The NFL season is here, and FanDuel has an offer you don't want to miss. Right now, new customers can bet just $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if you win. That's right. Pick a bet, put down $5, and if it hits, you'll unlock $300 in bonus bets to use across the app. The great thing about FanDuel is it covers so many different ways to play. You've got parlays. So if you think of a series of things that are going to happen, they got you covered there. They have player props. Darren Waller touchdowns feel like a thing right now. And you can even follow the live lines during the games. Whether you're a casual fan or love to dive into stats, FanDuel makes the game day experience so much better. So what are you waiting for? Visit FanDuel.com to download the FanDuel app today and to get started. All right. Before we continue, do of course want to thank you for making Locked On Sharks your first listen. Again, if you haven't subscribed, perfect time to subscribe right now as we're in the season now. We'll have next week. We'll have some fun time. We got some time between games. We'll look at some prospects next week, which prospects are kind of getting off to hot starts. Who have look at some guys who have been kind of diving into deep dives into, probably talk some Barracuda as well next week. So make sure you guys are following along wherever you get podcasts, and of course you can watch on YouTube as well. So of course Sam Dickinson made his NHL debut tonight, and I'd say it was pretty solid. You could definitely tell he was a little nervous, right? The Sharks, again, only played him 12 minutes. And basically, once the game got very tight, he was benched, as one coaches do with young players, right? They haven't earned the trust, et cetera, et cetera. Go back and listen to the first segments on veteran defensemen. But overall, you saw a lot. I thought you saw some positive things from Dickinson tonight, right? And again, you could tell he's a little nervous. And I think once he hopefully gets in the swing of things here and gets his opportunity to play a little bit more, those nerves should go away. But right, I thought he played strong. I thought he played really well in his own zone. Was physical in his own zone, chasing kind of defender, or attackers and forwards out of the zone. Like, I thought Sam Dickinson played really, and you saw all the great things about Sam Dickinson tonight that make, especially in his own zone, that makes you think like why this guy can be a special player for the Sharks. But again, like, the Sharks are going to keep the training wheels on him. And right, we didn't see much in the offensive zone from him. The Sharks were basically at the end of the game playing 5 defensemen because they didn't want to put Dickinson in that type of position. So, and I'm assuming as the Sharks play the Carolina Hurricanes, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say the Sharks do not dress Sam Dickinson against the Carolina Hurricanes, and they wait until next weekend. In the back-to-back, you'll see Sam Dickinson in one of those games. That's just my guess. If I'm trying to, read how the Sharks are going to do this, Carolina is very good, but I think they're, again, with Misa and Dickinson, who, again, Misa still hasn't made his debut. I think that's what they're going to do. Like, they're going to be kind of picking their spots here, trying to put these guys in positions to succeed. But at some point, you're going to have to like let the kids go. Like you're going to have to see what you actually have if you want to make a decision on them before their 9 games are up, and you have to kind of really decide what you want to do with them. So I think that's where it's frustrating when you see like Becca Seneca, who's playing, top 6 minutes tonight. Like he was very good. I think it would take a collapse basically from Seneca to not be in the NHL at this point, like full time. Like Seneca looks like a dude. Like he looks like legitimate top 6 guy for the Ducks. And I know they're dealing with a little bit of injuries right now with Strome out, but like I don't know how, like watching Seneca tonight, I don't know how you don't play him full time. So we'll see. I'm trying to preach patience because again, it's game 2. It's not worth like losing your mind about this game 2 because they're going to have your ups and downs. So I'm trying to be patient with Dickinson and Misa because I know the Sharks are trying to be patient with Dickinson and Misa. But again, I get the frustration. As for Yaroslav Askarov, Askarov again, like that first goal he gave up with Klingberg kind of doing whatever Klingberg was doing. That's a goal you want to save. And right, it was that kind of right between the shoulder, that 7 hole, I guess, right between the elbow and the body. And you saw in the overtime, where does Leo Carlson go? The same spot. So I do think, though, like, yes, teams are going to get more footage on Askarov, right? And if that's his weak spot, believe me, the Sharks know, right? Thomas Spears is too good of a goalie coach to not like be working on that. So, but I do wonder if Askarov is, I don't want to say feeling the weight of the world, but I don't know if he's maybe trying to do a little too much. Or maybe putting too much pressure. I think that's it. He's probably just trying to put too much pressure on himself to be the guy right now instead of like letting it naturally come to him. So that's and I know some Sharks fans are like worried, like, well, is Askarov not the guy and stuff? Again, like this, he's played 17 NHL games, and I know he had a really shaky preseason, right? But he has played 17 NHL games. Okay. And you guys see the same defense I do, right? I just spent the whole first segment talking about how the veterans on this defense are letting the team down right now, right? So I want to give Askarov some time to kind of work through whatever this is, right? And I honestly think he's just putting too much pressure on him, right? Because you've heard since the Sharks acquired him, right? This is our guy. This is our future. This is our guy. Like this guy's going to be the guy. And it's not like he hasn't heard it. It's not like Askarov's like come out of nowhere, right? When you're first round pick, like he's had these expectations, right? But now it's here. Like the moment is here, and you wonder again if he's trying to just be the guy right away instead of letting it come to him. And I wonder, like, seeing him maybe kind of get back to like, because I think he made some big saves there. I think Askarov like played pretty well, but he did let up some soft goals, right? And again, like that, I think that's where he's maybe trying too hard or whatever, putting too much pressure on himself, and he's trying to speed run just being the guy instead of letting it happen. So I think he just needs to take a deep breath, get back to being Asky, right? Get back to being fun and doing what fun Askarov things. And I'm like, I want to give him the benefit of the doubt and let him work through it because again, right? He's played 17 NHL games. That is not a very big sample size. And so let's see how the team improves here, right? And hopefully the defense can find their way and Askarov can settle down and Nedeljkovic can get over what happened against Vegas. Like there's a lot of positive things to kind of work with here. So again, let's take a deep breath on Askarov. It's a long season. So We're going to dig into the numbers of this game, talk about how the Ducks thoroughly outplayed the Sharks for a good chunk of this game. But the Sharks offense might be something. There might be something there. So we'll get to that here in just 1 second. All right, before we finish up, do of course want to thank you for making Locked On Sharks your first listen. If you haven't, when you're done with this episode, go check out the Locked On NHL game night. They have every game, every night until Stanley Cup champion is crowned. Get local analysis on a national scale. Find NHL game night on Locked On NHL on YouTube, wherever you listen to podcasts. All right, sticking numbers behind this game. So credit to the Ducks. Like, the Ducks took it to the Sharks for good chunks of this game. A lot of special teams in the second period. Like, second period was all special teams, as the Ducks, of course, got like 3 power plays to start the game. They had to even things up a little bit, and the Sharks kind of got back into it. And then, of course, right in the third period, no penalties are called, because why would you do that? So, but we had 46 minutes of 5-on-5, 65 to 32 shot attempts in favor of the Ducks. Not a winning recipe right there, right? Lot of pucks going towards Askarov right there. 67 to 32% Corsi 4 at 5-on-5. Scoring or actual shots on net at 5-on-5, 30 to 17. 33 to 19 scoring chances, 20 to 7 high danger chances, all that in favor of the Ducks, of course. 3.85 to 1.25 expected goals for in favor of the Anaheim Ducks. So, Ducks are like, this is going to be your big competition. We know how the Ducks are built. They want to be bullies. They want to be big. They want to be fast. Right. That's the model that they're trying to build, and that's something that the Sharks are going to have to work through, right? Is dealing with those types of players. I think they have the pieces in the system, but it's not going to happen overnight. Celebrini, Smith, Khrushchev, looking at the lines, they played 12:48. 10 to 25 shot attempts when they were on the ice, 4 to 14 actual shots, gave up a goal, also scored a goal as well, 0.35 to 1.74 expected goals for, 7 to 14 scoring chances, 1 to 9 high danger chances. So, like, positives, right? Smith and Celebrini both had 3-point nights tonight, but 5-on-5, they struggled tonight against this Ducks team. So, wanted to see how this group works. If you watch the preview episode, I talked about this group here, and letting them get some time to kind of gel here potentially as you work. And, Celebrini's kind of getting back, and I thought he looked much better tonight. But again, like that overtime play there, like trying to do too much there, right? And those are the things Celebrini's still going to have to work on. Like, what can I get away with here? And clearly couldn't get away with that tonight. So, Eklund, Wenberg, Toffoli played 10:06, 8 to 16 shot attempts for, 6 to 3 actual shots. So they gave up plenty of shot attempts, but they actually outshot the Ducks when they were on ice. 0 goals for, 1 goal allowed, 0.28 to 0.7 expected goals for, 3 to 11 scoring chances, 2 to 5 high danger chances. I do think like this line actually works really well, but you do wonder if you're going to maybe break up Khrushchev, if this is where you want to maybe tweak things here, especially if you want to bring Misa in at some point. You wonder if this is going to be the line here, but Skinner, Dellandrea, Colin Graff played 6:58, 6 to 7 shot attempts, 3 to 4 actual shots, had a goal, gave up a goal, 0.28 to 0.48 expected goals for, 4 to 2 scoring chances, 2 to 2 high danger chances. I really like this line, to be honest. Like, I'm Skinner, dirty goal tonight, right? That was just a hardworking goal where all three guys got into the fray there. Ty Dellinger, again, just shedding the 53 and giving it to Jeff Skinner and wearing number 10 this year. Again, less fabric he has to drag around. But no, Dellinger just looks like he just looks like a different player. Like he took this summer seriously and he just looks like a different player this year. And Colin Graff's good at hockey, guys. Like, I don't know what to tell you. So, Goodrow, Gaudette, Reaves played 452, one shot, two shot attempt, 2 shots allowed, one actual shot, scored a goal. Ryan Reaves, man. I know. He's been very good in his 2 games with the Sharks. So, I know. Yeah. Gaudette also needs to play more. He's good. Like, that was a sick goal on the power play. Gaudette needs to play more, especially at 5-on-5. Gaudette needs to be out there more. Like, he's too good to be playing fourth lineman. Like, I think Gaudette needs to be playing more. So you wonder if maybe, again, Skinner gets a run on the top line. Maybe you move Kurashev down, like, because Kurashev here, maybe you run Kurashev on the third line with Gaudette and put Dellandrea down. I don't know, but I do think Gaudette needs to play a little bit more. But what do I know? Defensively, again, tonight was not great from the Sharks' point of view. The defensive pairs, I'm trying to pull up the thing right now. So shot attempts, and again, like, these are going to be really bad because the Sharks got outshot so poorly. Orlov Dickinson led the way at 53.85%, 7 shot attempts for, 6 against. So we'll take that. Ferraro Liljegren, 31%, 10 shot attempts for, 22 against. And Letty Klingberg, 25%, Corsi for 8 and 24 shot attempts for, 24 against. So I am really curious to see how, and then let's Askarov, who, again, tough night for Askarov, made some big saves, I thought, but let in some soft ones as well. 38 saves on 45 shots, 7 goals against, expected goals against 5.64. So, like, he had a workload tonight. Like, he definitely had a workload tonight. 12 high danger saves on 17 high danger shots, 5 high danger goals allowed. Again, how many times was it like, right, he makes 2 or 3 1 or 2 saves, and it's that third shot that he just can't get to. 4 of 6 on the mid danger and 20 of 20 low danger. So, like, yes, Askarov had a night that you would like to, see some improvement on, but he also had, like, a ton of work tonight, with a lot of high danger saves. Like, that is a lot of dangerous chances by the Ducks. So, yeah, it does get easier as the Carolina Hurricanes come to town. So we'll be back Sunday night, as we'll, kind of have a nice, like, what we learned. It's probably going to be kind of the episode. So we'll talk about kind of what we learned from the first week of the season. So make sure you guys are following along wherever you get podcasts. And of course, you can watch on YouTube as well. Follow the show on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and on TikTok at Locked On Sharks. Follow me on Twitter and Blue Sky at My Fry Hole. Until Sunday night, Monday. Bye, friends.